fun today? What did you do?
Oh, things.
You were alone most of the day. Why didn't you come home to me?
Welcome. We are back. Early, unannounced stream. Good day today, in my opinion. We talked about a lot of things last night on the stream. A lot of them did take place today. We saw some earnings today. Let me see the list, actually. We saw Best Buy, Macy's before the open, and then we just had Costco and C3AI after the close. I did get some lotto calls in C3AI just before the close. It's up like 14% after hours right now. It's a pretty small size, but we'll see if I make some money on that tomorrow. And I think Costco fell a little bit despite good earnings. I was just watching CNBC. Yeah, it looks like it's down like 2% after hours, so nothing too crazy, but a very nice rally took place in the market today. Just starting off with crypto. Also, I just wanted to go live right now to see if my stream looks better, because I was live last night at the normal time and it was just messing up. It looks good so far, so hopefully it stays like that. But yeah, Bitcoin broke out of that little wedge on the 4 hour. It's not really doing much for right now. I guess on really low time frames, it might be breaking out of a small wedge over here on the 1 hour time frame, like that. But nothing too crazy really taking place. Ethereum still looks like that little inverse head and shoulders on the 4 hour. Nothing much changed there either. So pretty slow day for crypto today. Let's move into other markets really quickly. US 10-year going even higher after breaking out. Looking to close today above 4% for the first time since last November. So this is a kind of a big deal. There's really not much else to this. It's still in this upsloping channel, just trending higher, kind of doing the same thing that's been doing. I'm sure crude oil is just still consolidating. Yes, it is. So we're starting to see a little bit of similar trends occurring in these other markets. Quick look at metals. Gold broke out, going a little bit higher. And then silver is still testing the 200-day moving average. Dollar currency index retesting this rising wedge breakdown. Still have hidden bearish divergence developing on that. So nothing too crazy, but we did see a nice little bounce in the second half of the day today. And we got a very important close. If you watched last night's stream, the main point was that we were at a pretty big make or break area. And after getting two bounces off of that 200-day moving average on the daily, you now got a larger bounce. So almost a 1% bounce off of that test today. Very nice move. And then here's kind of the bigger picture. You close the day with a bullish engulfing candle on the SPY, on the Qs, not on the ARK, but also on the Russell. So the three major indices close the day with bullish engulfing candles. Good to see that. If we go over to the 4 hour now, let's go back over to the SPY. You broke out of that wedge I was talking about last night on stream. You've got nearly confirmed hidden bullish divergence. So far so good. And again, this is what I talked about on Sunday night stream. You had that bullish back going into the week. I kept talking about one number. All right, you can go back to the stream from Sunday, 392, 392, 392. We went down to that number today, and off of 392, the SPY saw a 1.5% move higher. You also double bottomed around the lower 390s, and you broke out of this wedge. So a lot of work was put in throughout the day today. Very, very nice rally. If we go over to the Qs now, let's go up to the 4-hour chart. You can see over here as well, you've got that hidden bullish divergence. If you want to look at this as a wedge, then you also kind of broke out of that into the close. It's like a scuffed cup and handle type of look to it. So good price action from today. This is really what I wanted to see. No complaints about the price action at all from today. And again, going back down to that 1-hour time frame, you've got that falling wedge there as well. So wedges breaking out, double bottoms, harmonics, all of it's kind of starting to come together. You've also got the Russell 2000 sitting in this bull flag. It's still testing the crucial level of $188. We go over to the 4-hour time frame. You can see that wedge a little bit clearly or clearer. Then you also got that MACD crossover, and this is very similar to the ARKK, which we're going to look at in a second, but you're flipping this resistance from November and December, or from November really until you broke above it at the beginning of February. You're flipping that resistance into a support. So that is a pretty good thing. If we go to the ARKK, pretty much the same exact thing is happening there. You had this resistance, and that for now is flipping into a support. Also got some classic bullish divergence over there. We go on to the 1-hour chart. You can see this is your third time bouncing off of that previous resistance level. So our level that was once the top a couple of months ago, at least for right now, is acting as our bottom. And that is kind of the most important thing for what's taking place, especially in small caps and mid caps right now. And then if we just take a look at this on the ARKK, you've got some nice hidden bullish divergence, which we talked about the potential for last night, starting to develop on the daily. It's all starting to kind of come together. Let's take a quick look at the two ongoing swings outside of premium. First off, Square. I did mention last night on stream that I did have calls on Square, and I did take some profits on those today. I still have some of them left, but at one point those calls were up about 50% earlier today. Actually, they were down in the morning and I cost averaged them. And then I took some profits when they were up like 30-40%. So still, I have more in that Square call position. As of today, you broke out of the handle part of this cup and handle. Daily bullish engulfing candle. The swing is slightly in profit. You've got some nice hidden bullish divergence developing on the daily. On the 4-hour, you can see that channel / handle break out a little bit clearly. And then if we go over to the 1-hour, same thing, that scuffed inverse head and shoulders, like you're kind of curling off the right shoulder. And that gap that I mentioned last night on stream, you pretty much use that as your high of day today. That's pretty much right around over here is when I was taking profits on this whole entire leg here. So you're still testing this zone on lower time frames. If it can break above that, the next level I got is 81.30. And then we also had RIOT, pretty flat day today, but decent bounce off the lows in the morning. And you did close back above the 200-day moving average. Hidden bullish divergence is still developing over here on the 4-hour chart. You've still got that inverse head and shoulders look to it. So variables are pretty similar, nothing too crazy. And that's really it. There's only 2 ongoing swings outside of premium. Let's talk about some other names now. Let's start off with Fisker, which closed today with a bullish engulfing candle. I'm not going to repeat what I said last night on stream when we looked at Fisker, but if you want to go back and watch it, it might have something to do with white coffee accumulation. And nice little bounce today, nothing too crazy. If we go onto the 1-hour time frame, you can see you're still within this range, but you've got some hidden bullish divergence. That's really it. You're in the middle of the range, you're bouncing, you're springing back above into the range, not too bad. All right. Let's look at some large caps now. Let's start off with Tesla, which did not have a good day today. Tesla was down 6%. A bunch of news came out yesterday with the investor day, and you gapped down. I did actually day trade Tesla a little bit today. At the end of the day, there was a little triangle breakout. I think I made maybe like 15 to 20% off of this move. And then I traded a little bit over here as well, but pretty choppy day despite the nice rally in the Qs and the SPY. Tesla just kind of chopped around the VWAP all day. But yeah, as of right now, if we get onto the 1 hour chart, let me delete this. You're just creating a new range, which is pretty much between like 186 and 218. So you're towards the bottom of the range right now. You've got gaps to fill above, you've probably got gaps to fill below, and right now you're just kind of still within this range. So that's it for Tesla. Amazon is a name I'm still keeping a very close eye on. If we get onto the 1 hour chart on Amazon, also just looking at the daily, you've got hidden bullish divergence developing in a bullish hammer candle. The 4 hour on Amazon had a bullish engulfing candle, and if we go over to the 1 hour, you can see you're still sitting pretty nicely within this wedge. Your MACD just crossed over to green. So Amazon has continued to go down this wedge, and it is close to testing a breakout right off of that 91.4 support level. So if it can continue to hold these relative areas, you've got some resistance at around 94.6, then 97, then around 102, and yeah. So that's Amazon. Pretty flat day for a lot of other names. You know, Apple was somewhat flat today, still under the 200-day moving average, but on the 1 hour chart, it's also got a little bit of a falling wedge in creation. Meta on the 1 hour chart already broke out of a wedge. Maybe it's trying to put in a higher low right now. Google up 2% today. Nice move off of its wedge breakout, but I talked about that on Sunday night stream. So different names doing different things. Another name I did really focus on last night on stream was Roblox. And the reason for that, if you remember, is because it was back testing the channel breakout, the 200-day moving average, a little zone of historical support, and today it's not even like it gapped up. Like literally it might have actually gapped down, and then it went up about 5%. So it might have made for a pretty nice trade intraday. I did not trade it myself though. But yeah, really nice move over here. It's got this gap fill up towards 40.83 and then another one at 43.37. So curling off the lows, it's still a swing in progress. I think it's hit 1 or 2 targets. Let's take a look. It's hit 2 out of 3 targets, and now it's curling right off that breakout and 200-day moving average pretty nicely. So that's good. CLOV unfortunately went a little bit lower today. I don't know about this cup and handle. It's just a drawing for fun for right now. There's not a lot going on here. It's just kind of chopping around. It's been doing the same thing around $1 for the past few months. Really, it's been like 4 months now. So there's been ups and downs. It's just kind of in a different world for right now, however you want to look at that. AMC down another 7% today. It's really not been having a good time after those earnings. Let's see if there's anything forming here. Not really. Just kind of a falling knife for right now. And that's about it. So nothing too crazy going on over there. Let's see if any other names did something interesting today. Neo, we talked about this one last night on stream. Did get a bounce right off of that level, which was your low from October 25th. You bounced right off of that. Got about a 3% bounce. Classic bullish divergence still developing. So continuing to watch that one. Ford was up a couple percent today. Let's see how this chart looks. It's like a triangle over here pretty much, getting towards the end of it. AMD up a few percent today. And this one's interesting. All right, you've got, let's see, triple hidden bullish divergence developing for AMD on the daily. You're trying to back test the 200-day moving average and this previous zone of resistance, which is pretty historical. Like let's extend this all the way out to over here. Very, very important zone to continue holding above for AMD. And then of course, it's also got a little bit of a wedge forming and maybe breaking out too. So very interesting chart. Again, if this plays out, you can go back up to maybe that second target, and then if you break above those highs, potentially the third target of the swing. Even though 2 out of 3 have already hit. Apart from that, it looks like SI. Silvergate Capital was down. Wow, 58% today. Let's see if there was any news on this one. Silvergate Capital plunged to an all-time low after the crypto-focused bank delayed filing in its annual report as it needs time to assess additional losses and some other stuff. So got a lot of downgrades, it looked like. Coinbase said it will no longer accept or initiate payments to or from Silvergate. And yeah, just a whole bunch of things going on over there. And then also Intel was up about a few percent today. I don't know if there's any news on this one. But I'm just going to kind of redraw that triangle a little bit, and it looks like you're bouncing up a little bit off of a potential demand line. There's only really 2 touches, so I don't know. But this one's really just not recovered like a lot of other names. Let's go over to the weekly time frame for this. And yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of... I'd prefer it to be back above 30, honestly. That's a very important historical level. It's just in a little range pretty much for the past 5 months between 25 and 31. So that is Intel, NVDA. I think they had an offering or something this week, but that really hasn't affected too much. You ended up closing with a bullish engulfing candle. And if we go over to the, let's go over to the 1 hour chart actually. Go over to this, that $230 level is probably key. And then in terms of resistance, 238.7. So these are the 3 big levels on NVIDIA on lower time frames. Maybe a little bit of a right angle descending broadening wedge forming here as well. You've got CRM up about 12%. Looks like on earnings yesterday, you gapped up coming into today. I mean, and this is just another nice example of going into earnings. This was back testing the 200-day moving average with the flag. MACD was curling towards green. So pretty decent move over there. It's pretty much at this resistance, so you can see this low, and these 2 highs were about your high of day today as well. There are a couple more levels on this name. There you go. And Palantir up 4% today. It's just testing a big level. Yeah, $8 was kind of resistance during the first half of December. It's trying to flip into support. I guess you did fill this gap this week, and you did close another name that closed with a bullish engulfing candle, so that's not too bad. And then on lower time frames, it might be like a lot of other stocks with the falling wedge that just broke out today. Not the best looking wedge, but hey, it's not even really a wedge, but I don't know, the price was going down and it was contracting. And then we've got DM up 36% today, maybe on earnings. Looks like it gapped up after earnings yesterday. It was another name in a wedge right before earnings. Hidden bullish divergence developing right now. Here are some big levels for this name. So it's trying its best. AI is now up 17% now after hours, and this was another name, another wedge going into earnings. Again, it doesn't really mean anything because earnings can go either way, but it's just been a pretty interesting coincidence. A lot of stocks have been making these wedges going into earnings, and a decent amount of them like breaking out off that. Like if we go over to extended hours, look at that, boom. So I just took like a little for fun lotto call position right before the close, like minutes before the close on AI. So hopefully that does well tomorrow morning. It's up 18%. But yeah, nice move there. And that's really what's going on. Today was a very crucial day to bounce for a lot of names, especially for the SPY. It's a good start. We will see if we can get some continuation going into tomorrow or not. But that's really about it. And then yeah, today I did alert some Q calls. That played out very, very nicely. Let's go over to the 5-minute time frame. Spotted this cup and handle. This was very choppy price action over here. A lot of fake breakouts and whatnot. But I did see this little cup and handle form. There's probably a couple of different ways you could have looked at it, but to me, you had this zone of resistance and the price action was looking pretty decent going into it. I also knew like you just weren't really doing much for some time because volume was super low. We did have some news come out throughout the afternoon, which obviously helped, but as soon as you broke this zone of resistance, it was just literally ripping for the rest of the day. So you can see that over here was shared in premium around 1 o'clock. Those contracts were at 93 cents on the ask, and they ended up going up to about I shared this in the wrong channel. They ended up going up to about $4.25 on the ask, 350% higher. So nice move for those. You can see this was like the first time I shared it under that green zone. Then it broke above that green zone, and then it just kept on going pretty much into the close almost. So pretty nice one there. And that was really the recap from today. So I just wanted to quickly go live, make sure the stream is working better, which it seems like it is. Give some updates on a few of those things. And yeah, not bad, not bad. It's a very good start in my opinion, but the keyword is start. It's a great start. It's probably the best start you can get, but the only thing is that it's only a start. So we will see. If anybody watching right now has any ticker requests, feel free to drop them in the chat. I know this is probably like the worst time for me to go live because most people are still at work, or even worse, commuting home from work. So I try not to go live around this time, but it's what it is. I don't know if SS is a ticker or not. Do we look at coin? It's got like a little bit of a cup and handle or inverse head and shoulders look to it. And then on this side, it might be testing a breakout of this little triangle over here. So not bad. I think if it can really start to, a lot of names are doing this, like they broke above the 200-day moving averages and now they're kind of falling back into them. If you can start to bounce off these on a lot of these names, that's great. You've got a big resistance around 78.40 though, and a little bit of hidden bullish divergence developing. So the lump, in terms of the schedule, if you're talking about the stream schedule, I'm still trying to figure it out. It's going to be a lot of randomness for some time, honestly. Day streams, 4 p.m. streams, night streams. Still trying to figure out what works best for at least the next 2 months, then it should go back to normal. ENG. Just testing this support level. Level's already drawn out. Maybe it turns into a double bottom, maybe not. It's just at a make or break area. And then DXCM, right angle descending broadening wedge. So I mean, I guess on a larger scale, it's like a pretty decently sized inverse head and shoulders as well. So that's DXCM. And yeah, that's probably going to do it for today's little quick market close stream. Thank you for watching. If you're watching the replay, say what's up in the comments, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you probably next week on the next stream.